All right, good. Well, how is everybody doing in the chat room tonight? Thank you guys for joining us on Periscope. Don't forget we are live also on YouTube as well. If you forgot or missed this past week's YouTube video by Alex, we have a giveaway challenge for you guys. Once we hit 50 subscribers on YouTube, we will be doing a giveaway. So if you go onto YouTube, type in Get the Tables Podcast and hit that subscribe button, you'll be automatically pretty much in the giveaway for the contest. So I hope everybody can do that and join us over on YouTube as well. So we got lots to talk about tonight. Hello, everybody in the chat room. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate the super hearts, man. Thank you, guys. I guess everybody's having a good week so far. So thank you for the super hearts. Obviously, we'll touch on Raw. We'll touch on SmackDown Live and the huge news that is going around town. I think everybody knows it by now. Ronda Rousey is going to get her title shot a little bit sooner than I think a lot of people thought at Money in the Bank, everybody. She's going to get her title shot against Nia Jax at Money in the Bank. A little bit different than you probably think. Nia Jax actually kind of threw down the challenge at Ronda Rousey. They were at some type of a press conference. I'm not sure exactly what it was for, but she did throw down the challenge to Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey actually kind of went off and said that she didn't really think she deserved the chance or the shot. There was other women that deserved it more than her, but Nia Jax pretty much said that she doesn't want to face them. She wants to face her. I think everybody does know by now that the Money in the Bank pay-per-view is now part of the Big Five, I guess you want to say. It was Big Four, but now it's Big Five. It's going to be a 4-hour pay-per-view. So you got to have a big match, obviously, involved. No Brock Lesnar, most likely going to be on the show. So you got to have one of your huge names join on the show. So they're going to have Ronda Rousey get her title shot at Nia Jax. We'll go with Alex first. Your thoughts on Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey for the title? I did put a poll on our Twitter account, and a lot of people weren't too happy. Your thoughts?
Okay, first of all, how's my reception?
You're good.
Yeah, I hear echo. But what I was going to say is, yeah, I do think that it's a little bit too soon. They kind of booked themselves in a corner with this, right? Because on one hand, you have Nia Jax. It's not like Rousey's going to win this, and it's most likely going to be a non-clean finish with probably Natalya interfering. So the finish is kind of good. And if Rousey actually wins, like, a lot of hardcore fans are going to be upset. On the other side, Tony, I agree with you. It does put butts in the seat. You know, it does give more intrigue to Money in the Bank. They're putting it as a top five, Big Five, and so I honestly, it's one of those. I'm just gonna wait to see how it's executed. I'm indifferent about it.
Thank you for the super hard turnbuckle check. Thank you, guys. Wow, y'all are very generous tonight. I guess everybody's having a good start of their week. Thank you, guys. Don't forget, if you don't mind sharing the broadcast on Twitter and Periscope. Some people, for some reason, do not get the notifications when we go live. So I'd really appreciate that. Again, thank you again, everybody, very much for these super hearts. And y'all are killing it tonight. All right, we'll go with Dave, Mr. Critical of Ronda Rousey. I'm sure this put a big old smile on Dave's face when he saw that Ronda Rousey was getting a title shot at Money in the Bank. Go ahead, Dave, your thoughts.
When you first said that, can you hear me all right?
Yes, you're good to go.
When you first tweeted about this, I'm like, oh my God, why? I mean, there's so many other. She only had one match. Why should she be getting a title match already? Just to have her walk around and do media day to have the title with her? Even if she doesn't win it at Money in the Bank, she's winning it at SummerSlam because they want to do the 4 horsewomen and Ronda and Baszler as the women's champions going into that match at Survivor Series. So that's obvious. But, I mean, I did have a problem with it, and I still kind of do. But at least Ronda pointed it out, even though she looked terrible in that little promo video she did with it. But she did point it out. Oh, I don't deserve it. there's so many other women who deserve this opportunity than me. I mean, she just sounds so. Oh man, what happened to her UFC stuff when she sounded real? She comes off so like you guys say. Eddie Edwards comes off as like a terrible actor when he talks and does these little things. That's what she reminds me of. Unbelievable and unrealistic when she does this stuff. But at least she did mention that. I mean, and yes, if Ronda's gonna actually, like I tweeted, were talking about this. If she's actually gonna have matches on Raw, which I think, unlike Brock, doesn't obviously. But I mean, then I'll be okay with it. She's actually going to show up at every pay per view, which it seems like she is. She wasn't at Backlash, but still, if she's going to show up at more than Brock does and actually have a match on Raw or something like that, that would prove more to me for her worth than just having her wrestle at big pay per views.
I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be. This is going to be another huge night because not only did she have her first debut match at WrestleMania against a crazy crowd, but she was with, I mean, you could say Stephanie's a vet, but she was with pretty, veterans in the ring that could, tell her what to do and show her what to do in the ring. Now she's going with Nia Jax. She's going to be there by herself, assumingly. It's going to be a huge opportunity for her, especially against that rowdy Chicago crowd. That crowd is not going to hold back on Rousey at all. So, Justin, your thoughts of Ronda Rousey getting her title shot already at Money in the Bank?
Well, her name basically is going to put butts in the seats. Her name alone, her being on the card is going to put butts in the seats and make people want to watch it. So that might be one of the reasons they're doing it. And like you just said, the Chicago crowd is going to let her know if they like her or not. Whether she's doing bad in the match, they're going to let her know how they feel, like with everybody else. And I'm sure we're going to get a couple CM Punk chants in there sooner or later, somewhere on that pay-per-view. We all know it's probably going to happen. As far as her fighting Nia this early, I mean, I can see why they're doing it, I guess. And honestly, I might be the only one, but I honestly can see Nia Jax retaining the title.
No, I have that as well. I think he's going to get involved or something.
This is WWE saying, okay, we're not giving you Brock, we're going to give you Ronda.
Right. Yeah, just to make people happy, of course.
Yeah, that's to me what it's all about. It's not about giving her a title shot and her winning it, because I think even WWE knows that Rousey's not ready for a title run yet. She's only had one match. We don't know how she would be as a champion, so I don't think WWE is going to rush it. They have her for a long-term deal, so they're not going to rush her winning the title yet. Probably expect, like you said, Natalya. I wouldn't be surprised if she starts turning into some type of a jealous person in the next couple of weeks because Ronda is getting this title shot and Natalya isn't.
It is going to be interesting to see what kind of offense she gets in. We all know she can't throw Nia around like she throws the other ones around, so it's going to be interesting to see how she goes at it.
Yeah, that is going to be an interesting match to see how they do it. That match with Nia and Rousey. Now, Red Sox fan in the chat room said that this match will main event. Now, would you go that far to say that this match will main event Money in the Bank? Alex, we'll go with you first.
Who are you asking?
We'll go with you first, sir.
I still think the men's Money in the Bank will main event, but I wouldn't be surprised if this close. It is with Rousey on the card, it is a big main event feel to it.
Dave?
I could see it. I really could. I mean, and let's not also forget, if they going into Money in the Bank, Nia Jax is one of the first women who were outspoken about Ronda Rousey kind of showing up at the end of the Rumble. And she was saying, way to take the spotlight from these girls when Ronda popped in or something similar to that. So they could easily – I mean, Alec has said this before. We've seen it with AJ Nakamura at WrestleMania. Two faces with no heat on each other, it really doesn't work so well. So someone needs to do something to make it interesting. It's just two faces going on. Oh, let's have a great match. No, we need heat. It needs to have something interesting in it.
So you think this match would main event over Nakamura and AJ Styles?
I think probably Reigns and Agenda is going to main event probably.
No. Oh, imagine if they did that. If they put Reigns and Jinder Mahal as
If they thought Backlash was a walkout, what do you think Chicago's going to do?
Exactly. That would be.
I would just love to see that happen, just to see what. I mean, I know people would hate to have that as the main event, but I would love to see how the crowd would react. I know we would dislike it, but
it would be cool to see a pay-per-view with like Ronda. And I'm afraid that are they going to try to recapture the UFC glory with having Ronda beat people in like 15 seconds?
Oh no, I think so. That would
I'm
make
just saying, I can see
look weak as hell. Or they would have done that with Stephanie. Stephanie actually.
Well, no, she's a McMahon. She's not going to lose in 15 seconds.
Nia is really bad as champ. She hasn't even really done much as champ to be really.
You can't really say yet she's
her.
good or bad yet.
But a lot of people say she's not the greatest in the ring, or she's unsafe in the ring, and
well, she almost broke
the greatest on the microphone either. So it is what it is, I guess. All I care about is Big Cass versus Samoa Joe next week. Yeah, we're gonna touch on that. That's gonna be an interesting match for sure. But let's go to Raw first.
You gonna get my reaction first?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Justin. Yes, go.
Honestly, I think AJ and Nakamura is going to main event. They have to finally main event a pay-per-view. And the reason I say that is because depending on how long this pay-per-view is going to be, I don't think they want to see the crowd get tired of watching, this whole event and then have Nia and then Ronda Rousey go on last, depending on how the crowd's going to react. So honestly, I think Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey is going to go on in between the two Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah, I could see that.
Last thing on this.
Oh, go ahead.
I hated the interaction with her and Charlotte. I get it; they were on.
That was bad.
They were on extreme press, and you want to have your women main event stars like all buddy. It's all cool, but isn't Charlotte versus Rousey supposed to be the big marquee match we're building up to? Why? What is this? Hey, we're friends now, but hey, in a year from now, you and I are main eventing. Give me a woo. I'm like, come on, like give me. Don't give me that with these two. If you want to build it up, saying it, don't do that.
Red Sox fan wanted to hate on Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, and then there's Rousey and Nia buddy smiling together.
That's right.
I hated that.
Well, that's different, though. I think that's different because at least Ronda Rousey and Charlotte aren't in some big feud and then sit next to each other at a press conference.
Oh, and by the way, nice smile, Charlotte.
Yes, thank you everybody again for joining us tonight. If you don't mind, pump those hearts. The hearts are the greatest. We're trying to get to almost 5 million hearts. We're almost to 5 million. So the more hearts, the merrier. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. And thank you for all the interaction. Seems like you all thought the interaction between Ronda and Charlotte and Nia Jax was all kind of all kinds of awkwardness. So let's jump into
kind of forced, honestly. But.
Yes, definitely forced. Let's touch the Raw because I want to get through Raw as quick as possible because my Raw last night was something fucking else. But anyways, we started off with Roman Reigns, and I'll tell you what, that London crowd was giving it to Roman Reigns last night. I mean, I'll tell you, they were not shying away from the boos. Reigns pretty much said he got robbed last week by Jinder Mahal. He called Jinder out, but it led to Kurt Angle. Kurt says Jinder will not come out. Kurt says he was wrong for not putting Jinder in the Money in the Bank qualifying match last week. He announces that Jinder will be in a triple threat match to qualify against Bobby Lashley and Elias. Roman wants to be in the match, and Kurt says no. The fans cheer, of course. Roman appreciates that Kurt is doing what he needs to do as GM, and he's going to do what he's going to do. And that's when we saw all hell break loose. Thank you, Turnbuckle Chick. Appreciate you dropping in. We saw Roman Reigns walk backstage and pretty much beat the living shit out of Jinder Mahal. He beats him up. The officials end up breaking the two up. And it's looking like we're going to possibly see these two guys face off at Money in the Bank. We'll go with you first, Justin. What did you think of the opening segment of Monday Night Raw?
Well, first of all, I love the boos.
Oh, yes, that was excellent.
I mean, they're really letting them know how they felt about it, and hopefully, I know they heard it in the back, but of course, we're not going to do anything about it. We're just going to sit through it and be wasted on it. But anyway, I like that he beat the crap out of Jinder, though. That was pretty nice. I mean, their little fight they had, and then we saw him get speared after that a little while later. But it was pretty cool. It was good.
Dave, I know you were spoiled by Raw. You were caught by the spoiler bugs. You saw spoilers on Twitter. Did you even watch any bit of Raw last night,
Yes.
or even today?
Yeah, I watched some Raw.
Okay, so what did you think of the opening segment of Raw last night? What's up, Brandon? How you doing tonight, dude?
Here's my question. Okay, so Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal is supposed to be a believable rivalry. Really? I mean, really, W? That's supposed to be believable? And now we're supposed to believe Jinder Mahal is now a top guy and he's going to be facing Roman Reigns because he's the guy. And we're really supposed to buy into Roman Reigns and Jinder as a good rivalry. And the really, really heart of the matter is we're really supposed to believe, WE, that Roman Reigns is fighting against the authority. And he can't, they're not letting him get any chances. Roman Reigns gets no chance at all. I wanted the Money in the Bank match. No, you can't get in. I mean, this is what we're supposed to believe. Seriously, Roman Reigns fighting against the tough, evil McMahon Empire because they don't want him to succeed. He's only main evented the last 4 WrestleManias. Yeah, it's so hard for his tough rings or his stuff upcoming lately. Last 5 years have been terrible for Roman Reigns. All those main events, squashing everybody, killing Rusev, killing everyone he's ever been in the ring with. Yeah, it's so hard for him. I mean, jeez. Him and Zack Ryder, man, the 2 lowest guys on totem pole. It's terrible.
Yeah, I guess I could tell Dave really liked the opening segment of Raw last night. What about you, Alex? What did you think of Raw's opening segment?
Jinder Mahal is your top babyface in the making. Think about everything that happened last night. He got beaten up because Roman was being a prick and that he couldn't stand the fact that he didn't have a chance. He was willing to work injured and he got speared. I'm telling you, Jinder is going to get cheered. He is a sympathetic babyface, and I personally am on the Maharaja bandwagon, even if he is a false prophet. It is what it is. But joking aside, I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, I just hate that commentary continues to say, oh, London's really serenading Roman. Oh, you know we're in London, so we're going to get that type of crowd. I'm like,
they always do that shit, man.
Okay, New Jersey, Minneapolis, California, I don't care where you go. Go to Alaska for all I care, and you will get the same reaction. So I just hate when they do that. And
Canada, too.
Yeah. Canada especially.
Ask me this. Why isn't AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, why aren't they getting booed then? If it's in the UK, Bizarro Land, Roman Reigns is the only one who gets booed. Oh, we're in Bizarro Land. That's the only reason why. Yeah. Why aren't they getting booed then? Why isn't Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles?
And this whole Roman, and I agree, Dave, this whole Roman trying to get sympathy, like they've been trying for the last, 3 years or so. It's not working. London wasn't having any of it. Any offense he got in that brawl with Jinder, they crapped on it. So I don't know what I want to say this is leading to a heel turn somewhere down the line, but until it happens, this is just another continuous shit show.
Yeah, for the most part, it was. The opening segment was what it was. I thought it was it was a hot start to Raw. You get a nice little brawl to open up Monday Night Raw, which then led to the opening match of Raw, and they got right to this. And I said this on Twitter, that this was the real main event of Raw last night, which was Seth Rollins, Mr. Monday Night Rollins, taking on the Kevin Owens show. Kevin Owens in the Intercontinental title match. Seth Rollins, I don't know if he's going to have weekly open challenges, but I know he put out a tweet and Pete Dunne did respond, so a lot of people were thinking that maybe we'd see Pete Dunne answer the challenge, but it was Kevin Owens, and we had Kevin Owens lose to Seth Rollins last night. Seth Rollins retains the title. Alex, what was your thoughts of the opening match to Raw last night?
Great match. I think it's safe to say that was match of the night. These two brought it. I was happy that Kevin Owens was in something that didn't involve getting squashed by Braun or Bobby Lashley. Yeah, it's another loss, but it was a great match. We knew who was going to win, but still, man, the counters that they were having. There was a Falcon Arrow off the apron, and my favorite spot was when Seth was going for the Superplex Falcon and Kevin did his counter. So, as Michael Cole likes to say every week, Seth Rollins is hot, and I want to say, because they keep mentioning Brock Lesnar with Seth Rollins, I'm hoping that this is leading to a program between these two later down the year, guys.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, I mean, Seth Rollins is, man, he's just throwing out great matches every night on Raw. So I hope they continue these open challenges. It's really making Raw that much better. Your thoughts, Dave, on the opening match of Raw last night?
Hey, no question. It was an awesome match. It really was. I mean, the moves were awesome. But I gotta ask WWE Raw side one thing. Please, can we stop having Seth Rollins open Raw? Because he's putting on the best matches of Raw, and we gotta sit through 2.5 hours of crap? I mean, come on, WWE. I mean, last night I only had to sit through 90 minutes of it today, but still, after reading all the tweets about it, people were just saying, "Oh, this Raw is terrible." After all, why not make him like the third hour or something, so he can go out there and kill it, or the second, the top of the second hour, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it would really help if you had him mid-show instead of opening match, because it ends up being the best match, and then the rest of the show ends up being pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if that's a thing for Raw, but it definitely was what happened last night, that's for sure. What about you, Justin? Your thoughts of the IC title match we got last night? Excuse me.
Oh, it was incredible. Like Dave just said, Seth Rollins has been putting on the best matches for like the past couple of weeks, I would say, even maybe past month. I mean, he's one, if the only bright spot that Raw has right now. And I don't know if that's saying a lot or whatever, but he has constantly been the best part about Raw these past few weeks. And the match was very good.
Tony and guys, check this out. Imagine this, and this would be cool if this ever happened. Rollins puts out an open challenge, and Brock Lesnar answers it. How crazy would that be?
Oh, and then people would definitely think Brock's going to win, and he'd have 2 belts. And people would hate it. There's no way, WWE ain't going to let Rollins win, even if it's for the IC title. So we had Bo Dallas, everybody, and Kurt Axel go into Kurt's office last night and demand that they face the tag team champions. They want to name themselves as the B team. Kurt says they got beat by the tag team champs last week, so they would go on and face Breeze Angle later on that night. And we had our other qualifying match last night between No Way Jose, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Roode for a qualifier to go to the Money in the Bank match. Well, thank you for the retweet, DJT Riz. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again. Bobby Roode, which is kind of a shocker. I thought they may go with Baron Corbin again, but Bobby Roode gets the win. He will be going on to Money in the Bank and get a shot at the briefcase. Dave, your thoughts of Bobby Roode winning the qualifier match, and do you think he should have won?
I like Bobby Roode. I honestly thought Baron Corbin would win. Honestly, I thought they were going to go Baron Corbin. Huh?
No, I was just saying hi to someone in the chat. Go ahead. You're good.
Yeah, I thought Corbin was going to win, honestly. And, man, their big guys are getting some crapped on this week. Baron Corbin and another guy on SmackDown. I mean, they're just getting crapped on left and right. I mean, good for Bobby Roode. I think hashtag Save No Way Jose needs to be trending now because he deserves better than he's getting. I like No Way. I don't care. Justin hates him. I think he's entertaining, and he's proven how he is a lot better performer than people thought he was.
Yeah, I thought he did good out there. Baron Corbin, like I said, I thought was going to win for sure. Especially since the rumors are flying that Vince McMahon is high on Baron Corbin. I thought for sure he was going to win, but yeah, Bobby Roode gets the win. He's going on to Money in the Bank. Justin, your thoughts?
I didn't care for the match. I don't care for any of these 3 people, so it's whatever. I just don't. I don't care for any of them.
Well, damn. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. What is up with all these triple threat qualifying matches? I guess they're just trying to give as many people.
And they're no DQ at that.
Yeah, so why not?
Yeah, that's true. Your thoughts, Alex?
No, Dave, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I love it because who doesn't love having no DQ matches on Raw down each week?
Dave, your audio bad. Say that again.
Who doesn't love having no DQ matches on Raw and SmackDown each week? I mean, I love it.
Yeah. What about you, Alex? Your thoughts?
I echoed Justin's sentiments completely. I didn't care for the matchup. I don't really care for these three, and I love Bobby, but not Bobby now. So the right person won, and I'll be that.
Yeah, so Bobby Roode goes on as well. I think there's one or two qualifier matches, or just one left. I think it's just on one left.
One left on SmackDown, yeah.
Well, wait, is that supposed to be for the New Day spot, or is that an additional one?
There's an additional one.
Okay.
Yeah, just the additional one. All right, so yeah. I'm not sure what's up with this storyline right here. Yeah, next we had Kevin Owens confront Kurt and ask for a rematch with Seth Rollins. Kurt says no. Kevin says he will call Stephanie. Kurt says he's getting sick of these threats. Kevin says it's about to become a reality. Kurt approaches Jinder, who is hurt and wants the night off, and Kurt says this match will still happen. So I'm not really sure what they are doing between Kurt Angle and Kevin Owens. I don't know if this is going to lead to a match. I don't know what the hell it's going with. There a lot of mentionings with Stephanie. Kevin Owens keeps using her as a threat. So I guess we got to see what happens, because it does lead to something to happen later on in the night. Then we had the B team, everybody, versus Breezango. Alex, quick 30-second thought of this match and the B team. Do you think this is going anywhere?
I mean, props to Axel and Bo for like making the most out of being split from the Miz and trying to make the best of it. So don't know how long it's going to go, honestly. More importantly, Breezango, I really want to see more of later down the line. They're still over, and they can go in that ring, guys. Like, put the comedy aside, they have it. So nothing else really to say about this match.
Dave, your quick 30-second thoughts.
I think they should have been like the Believe team, not the B team. That's kind of stupid, but whatever. Quick thoughts on Breezango. I'm not a big fan of Fandango, but Tyler Breeze is so underrated. He's so good.
Yes.
He's so good. He's being so misused right now. Man, he could be where freaking Delton Castle is right now. That's the type of star he could be. I think he's better than Delton Castle.
That's funny. Someone put future Vince's Stooges for the B team. Yeah, that possibly could it. What about you, Justin? Your quick thoughts.
Well, the B team's going to be your next Raw champion.
Oh, wow.
Just playing around, just joking. No, the only good thing about this match is it got all four of them TV time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best thing that came out of it. And like Alex said, I would like to see more of Breezango because they can go in the ring. They are good, and we do need to see more of them. So.
Damn, Red Sox fan. Hey, man, I can see why people. Hey, if you're tuned out from WWE, I don't blame you. If you're not showing up to watch our show tonight, I don't blame you. WWE has been not very good.
And interesting though, where the hell has AOP been the last couple of weeks?
They were on main event actually this week. So
wow.
I don't understand what the call up was. I don't know if it's because Drew and Ziggler are in the tag division. You have the Woken lovers.
Yeah.
And all. There's no space for them now, but okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is something else. Again, I don't want to know. There's nothing really else to talk. I'm just gonna skim through this, as I'm not gonna talk about it. We have Sasha Banks and Ember Moon, Natalya versus the Riot Squad. Natalya, Sasha Banks, and Ember Moon get the win. Pat Woken, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt versus the Revival. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy get the win. Let's go to this fucking disappointing segment. What Sami Zayn did his best, of course. He did great. But apparently next week on Raw, Sami has invited Bobby's sisters onto Raw to expose the real Bobby Lashley. This segment has the potential to possibly be worse than Bayley's This Is Her Life segment. Now, that one was horrible. We all remember that one. I'm not sure what the hell this is all about. He basically just kind of recapped what happened between him and Bobby Lashley. He said, Sammy says Bobby wore the same hat as him last week, which I thought was funny. Sammy says he reached out to Bobby's sisters on Facebook, and Bobby is not the person that he portrays himself to be. So basically, he's going to expose Bobby Lashley next week. And I'm going to tell you what. Since Bobby Lashley has debuted, and I was one of those guys that was very excited to see him come to Raw or to WWE, it's been a big disappointment. This is definitely not the Bobby Lashley that we saw in Impact Wrestling. I didn't think we were going to definitely see this type of a Bobby Lashley right off the bat, and basically he is in a feud with Sami Zayn at the moment. So I'm not even sure what's going on there, but I guess we'll have to find out next week. Justin, your thoughts?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth when you said about the Alexa Bliss and Bayley segment. That was bad, but this has the potential to be like 10 times worse. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're thinking about doing with this, but I guarantee all three of his sisters are going to beat the shit out of Sami Zayn in the ring. So that's probably what it's going to come down to. But, I mean, it's probably going to fail so hard next week. I'll just wait to see what happens with it, but I don't know what else to say about it.
Fans don't care already for Bobby Lashley. It seems like.
If he has to be thinking, why did I switch and come down to this? He's probably pissed off at himself for coming back.
Right, and also you got to think in WWE situation. Why would you put them in this type of a situation when Bobby Lashley's not even really over yet? He's still not even getting those massive cheers that I think WWE thought he was going to get. Alex, your thoughts?
Sami Zayn. Oh, sorry, it was echo. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens deserve way better. I don't know what else to say. I mean, Sammy did as best as he can with this storyline, and he's going to carry it. But yeah, I mean, to comment on what you guys said, the way that they did that interview with Renee Young, it seems like Bobby Lashley's sisters are more of the walking Armageddon than Bobby Lashley. I mean, I'm already biased about Bobby Lashley, so this is not doing me any favors at all. So yeah, I agree with you guys. Next Monday, it's probably going to be This Is Your Life round 4 or whatever. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Your quick thoughts, Dave.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Damn it.
I love Sami Zayn, but what the fuck, dude? What the fuck, WWE writers? You are Lashley sitting here looking at this script before Raw. He's like, why the fuck did I come back here? I should have stayed in Impact Wrestling. At least I was booked properly. I mean, shit, he is getting killed. I guess the reason we move away from Lashley and Strowman because we're going to get Lashley and Zayn now. I mean, man, Bobby Lashley was a badass dominating heel in Impact Wrestling. Now he's become a joke about his sisters. I mean, it's pathetic. I mean, Bobby Lashley was having matches of the year in Impact Wrestling the last couple of years. And now he's going to turn into a running joke. It's just terrible. I wish he never came. I'm with you, Tony. We were both like this. Man, I want to see Bobby Lashley and Lesnar. I don't want to see it anymore if this is the Lashley we're getting. I wanted to see what Josh Matthews, everyone hates, quote-unquote, called the Armageddon, Bobby Lashley versus the Beast Brock Lesnar. That's what I want to see, walking Armageddon. But
that's a badass name, and like I would love to see more of that. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's
I
terrible.
guess maybe he is getting punished. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I think everybody is just kind of just bleh right now with the WWE right now. I can tell it's just not very many people are very happy with it. Next, we had another triple threat qualifying match to go to the Money in the Bank between Alexa Bliss, Bayley, and Mickie James. And Alexa Bliss, kind of shocking. I thought Bayley was going to win. Alexa Bliss gets the win and will go on into the Money in the Bank. quick thoughts, Justin.
It was good. I'm glad Alexa Bliss won out of the three of them. That's pretty much all there is to say about it, though. It was a good match, basically.
Okay, Dave.
I guess it was good. I don't know. I mean, I kind of skimmed through it, didn't really care for it. Alexa Bliss adds more star power to the match, so good for her. I mean, I don't see her winning it, but yeah.
All right, that's probably true. She's not gonna win it. And Alex, your thoughts?
I thought last week's women's triple threat match was better. This was all right. I mean, Alexa won. There's nothing really to say on this, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was better last week because just the way the finish, Ember Moon, a new star getting a shot. I mean, this was just like we see this match every week with Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Bayley. Surprised Sasha didn't come out there to help her, so that's going to add on to the story.
Well, Tony, you forgot adding to Dave. You forgot to mention that backstage where Sasha came out and said "Good luck," and Bayley was like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that little tidbit.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's
don't forget, guys, it's that great, awesome, slow building, old school rivalry. We can't forget about that between Bayley and Sasha, and it's Banks time.
Tony, did you recap? Just talk about really quick the Revivals match. There's nothing to say about it, right?
I didn't. I skimmed through it. I didn't talk about it.
The only thing I have to say about that, guys, is this is my idea. I don't know if people get behind it, but I would love if Jim Cornette managed the Revival, if there's hope for them. That's all I have to say.
There's no hope on Raw for them.
There's no hope on the main roster for them.
Yeah, they should have. Nope. Yeah, the Revival should have never been brought up. It seems like since they've been brought up,
they've been forgotten.
Pretty much. Any thoughts on Alexa Bliss, Alex, winning the qualifier?
Not gonna win, most likely. So yeah, I mean, add star power, I guess, like Dave said.
Also, we got Jinder is still recovering, and the doctor says he's all ready to compete. Jinder walks slowly, still holding his ribs in pain, and all of a sudden, Roman Reigns spears Jinder through a cardboard wall cutout. Which then led to Kurt Angle pretty much saying that Jinder will be replaced. And when he said I had an idea of who he was going to replace, I'm thinking Chad Gable. He's going to put Chad Gable in the match. That was far from it because it looks like we're leading to another storyline, but we'll lead to that to the main event because next we got Alex's favorite and Justin's as well, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler facing off against Finn Balor and Braun Strowman. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre get the win. I was actually surprised they booked this type of a tag match. Alex, your thoughts?
I talked about it before the show started, and I just didn't feel that they should have done this matchup so early. Like, especially, I said it last night. Braun versus Drew is a big match, and while Drew is still in a tag team, they shouldn't be putting these two together right away. So it was fun. I mean, the little teasers we got, like with Drew saying, "I've been waiting for this," all that stuff, and I mean, I'm glad that Ziggler and Drew got a win, and yeah, nothing else to say. I mean, they really have no direction for Braun right now, if you think about it.
Yeah, they don't. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're throwing them in random tag team matches.
And Balor, I've just given up on since
Yeah, I think I'm about giving up on Finn Balor on anything positive happening with this man. Dave, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it was, like you said, Tony, because to have this match already, because basically they were facing jobbers before, like we talked about 41 Live. And to me, it's like, I just thought about this. They had to do this match because there's no way in hell Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler were going to beat Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. There's no way they were going to beat those two guys. So you have to throw in everyone's favorite guy, Finn Balor, who is back on his way to basically being lower than Jinder Mahal ever was. I mean, geez, he's just there to take losses nowadays. He doesn't even do nothing anymore.
He's just there to smile. That's what he's there for.
I mean, put up his little Too Sweet sign and then, hey, Too Sweet, it's the Monster Club now, so whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. What about you, Justin? Your thoughts?
The match itself was pretty good, I thought. But that little stare down between Strowman and McIntyre, I was like, oh crap, this is gonna be a future match that we're gonna see. But and I think it'll be a good match when it does happen. I just want McIntyre to get away from Ziggler already. I don't want him in a damn tag team. He needs to go on his own. I mean,
Yeah, I feel you, but hey, it's working. I actually like them as a tag team. So far, it's working good. Um, let's see where it continues to go from there. Maybe we'll see future tag team titles for McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Next, we did have Kurt Angle on the phone talking about Ronda having a championship match. Kurt says he sent Roman away and has a replacement for Jinder. He then says someone's getting another opportunity. I guess he was talking on the phone to Stephanie McMahon because that person was Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens replaces Jinder Mahal and is put into the qualifying match against Bobby Lashley and Elias. And Kevin Owens picks up the win with a little bit of help from Sami Zayn. So Kevin Owens has qualified for the Money in the Bank match. Dave, your thoughts of Kevin Owens going on to Money in the Bank?
About fucking time do something right with Kevin Owens. They finally do something good with him. Since he's been on Raw, this is the first match he's won, I think, since he's been on Raw.
Since February, it's his first match winning a singles match.
I mean, but also one thing I took from this whole thing between Owens and Angle, it seems like we're going to get an Owens and Angle match down the line.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, is here. Sami Zayn here. Yep.
Justin, your thoughts?
well, when they went to commercial, I texted you. I said, "Oh, wouldn't that be crazy if it was Pete Dunne? Just because they're in London, that'd be badass to add him to the match." And I don't know if I was the only one, but I was confused because they said, "Oh, we'll find out who the replacement is," and then it's Kevin Owens. I was like, okay. They're all, "Oh, this is going to be his replacement. Who's it going to be? Blah blah blah," and it's Kevin Owens. So I was kind of confused by that. But the match was okay. I'm getting kind of tired of him using, "Oh, I'm going to call Stephanie. I'm going to call Stephanie. I'm going to call Stephanie." I mean, I get he's a heel and he's got to do that, but that's a bitch move to me. I'm tired of hearing it.
And Justin, it's really the same thing he was doing on SmackDown for the last 8 months. It's Kevin Owens versus the general manager,
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Well, it makes sense, too, because Stephanie's the one that hired him. So that makes sense for him to say, "I'm going to call Stephanie." Kurt didn't want him there. Stephanie hired him and Sami. So to me, that makes perfect sense for him to say, "I'm going to call her and say, hey, he's screwing me over, blah, blah, blah." And I honestly think we all agree with this. Well, Tony does, but it's going to lead to Kurt Angle versus Kevin Owens. Another match with Kevin Owens versus seriously, is this all they can do for Kevin Owens? Put him against the general manager?
Kevin Owens Angle at SummerSlam. Book it.
Yeah, I bet it. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't mind it either. I mean, seriously, yeah, we're kind of hating on it a little bit, but I would not mind see Kurt Angle versus Kevin Owens.
All right, Alex, your thoughts? Kevin Owens winning the Money in the Bank qualifying match.
Happy Kevin Owens got a win, period. So there's that. I was actually surprised because I find it weird that Elias is not going to be in the Money in the Bank. I don't know. And you just said the last spot's going to go to a SmackDown, so I wasn't really expecting that. And obviously Kevin coming in and kind of gave the match away. Yeah, nothing else really to say. I personally don't want to. I know I see Kurt and Kevin Owens is a good match, but I don't care for it with the way the storyline is. I think Kevin Owens just deserves better in general.
Yep.
All right, everybody. On the SmackDown Live, but first let's get our Raw ratings fingers ready. If you don't mind, let's get those shares and hearts pumping in the chat. I know wrestling and WWE has been crappy the last couple of weeks, so I can see why it's a slow night tonight. So let's blame WWE and start getting their product up because, my God, Raw last night. Jesus Lord.
Yeah.
I thought I didn't fall asleep, that's for sure. But, man, I thought for sure I was not going to be interested in this main event. What, like Dave said, I'm not too against them having Rollins matches at the beginning of Raw. But when you go all out like that and then kind of cruise control Raw for the rest of the night.
Yes.
I don't like that at all. So I'm gonna give Raw last night a big fat fucking 1. Dave, what would you give Raw?
Yeah, I think for one good match and maybe a decent second match of that tag match, I think, yeah, I agree. It's a 1.
Alex.
Yeah, I'll throw up a 1 as well. How are we doing in the notebook, Tony?
Okay, well, let me get Justin's first, and then I'll go back.
Oh, it's 1s all the way across the board.
All right, well, we all gave Raw fucking 1s. Last week, I think we gave Raw the same rating, if I'm not mistaken. Last week, Raw was Raw. We gave I gave it a 2. Dave gave it a 3. Alex gave it a 2, and Justin gave it a 2.
What the hell happened last week? I don't even remember.
I don't either, honestly. I don't know what the.
Oh man.
The week before, 1.5, 1, and a 2.
This is why
I might have to put SmackDown Live before Raw post show because it seems like nobody gives a shit about Raw, and I don't blame them.
this is why WWE needs to have a postseason lull, like break after Mania, like even 2 weeks or something. Do your post-Mania Raw, have a week or 2 off. Like you really need creative is burnt out. The wrestlers are probably burnt out. Like everyone's just burnt out.
And then they're traveling. It doesn't help when they've done so much the last couple of weeks as well. So let's move on to SmackDown Live, where we saw Daniel Bryan open the show with Renee Young. And, man, the crowd was just unbelievably hot for Daniel Bryan. Panning yeses. It was just a good moment for Daniel Bryan, something that I'm sure he truly took in for sure. Then led to Big Cass coming down and interrupting the moment. Pretty much, bickering, moaning, telling him how he cost him the greatest Royal Rumble match, yada, yada, yada. Gets into the ring, and Daniel Bryan held his own, starts hammering on Cass with right hands and drop kicks him into the bad knee of his, wraps him around the middle rope and ties it up, then puts the boots to his knees. And then that's when the refs came down and broke it up. So that's the last time we did see of Daniel Bryan on SmackDown Live. But Alex, what did you think of the opening of SmackDown Live?
Did we on Saturday talk about Big Cass's heat?
Not really, but we did kind of mention it that he had a little bit of heat with the whole
guy, like the beat down after the boot.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was very apparent. So let's based on how that Big Cass was booked tonight. In terms of Daniel Bryan, man, I said it earlier on Twitter. That was the American Dragon we saw. That was the Ring of Honor Bryan Danielson just going after a limb with a combination of the yes movement Bryan because it was exciting. The London loved him, as I'm sure all of us did for that segment. For Big Cass, I don't have a problem with his mic work, but the writing he's been given is just god awful. So, and him tapping out, man, I'm just waiting for Samoa Joe to finish the job next week.
You're right, Bob Ruski. They are soft. Go off script a little bit, you're going to get punished. Yeah, especially if you're a rookie and not a vet like Big Cass. Dave, your thoughts of the opening segment of SmackDown Live?
Wow, it seems like Big Cass was really on the verge of having a big push for a minute, and now it's like after he beat up that little guy, man. I mean, you wouldn't expect Daniel Bryan, because in Vince's eyes, it wouldn't be believable that a little guy like Daniel Bryan should be beating up a 7-footer. And all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan just beat his ass. I mean, we're all probably thinking, oh, Cass is taking his medicine right now. I mean, for what he did, he's getting his ass whooped. And now, next week, he gets Samoa Joe. I mean, good luck. You want to make fun of these indie guys and guys like that, Joe's another one. He's going to beat your ass, too. We all know Joe's advancing. I mean, come on.
Oh, God, don't say that. I don't even know. I hope so, obviously.
What about you, Justin, the opening segment of SmackDown Live?
Well, first of all, you got to feel good for Daniel Bryan because he's been receiving amazing ovations ever since he's been back. And that's got to make him feel good, which in turn is going to make him perform better. Just because the energy from the crowd, the chanting from the crowd, I mean, they're going to make him look better. And I like the opening segment. He kicked Big Cass's ass, and he did what he always does. And like Alex said, that was the American Dragon. So,
yeah, Tony, really quick. Also, Daniel Bryan said this on Edge and Christian's podcast last week that before, when he was getting this ovation, he hated it because there's nothing they could do to bottle it up and use it down the line. But now he's able to do something with all these chants instead of just coming out there and getting the biggest pops of the night, and he's just the general manager. But now he's wrestling again, and they can do something with this.
Yeah. So Daniel Bryan with the hot start, and like I said, that was the last time we did see of Daniel Bryan. I forgot to mention this is Get the Tables podcast. This is episode 131. Don't forget, everybody, if you are tired of hearing about WWE, well, the switch will be this Thursday night when we will be touching on Impact Wrestling. Also Thursday night, we will also be touching on WWE NXT. But Impact Wrestling is what we mainly touch on Thursday night. So hopefully, if you are a Impact Wrestling fan or no fans of Impact Wrestling, please join us on Thursday night when the show is over. We'd really appreciate that. So,
going to be good.
Let's move on to the next match on SmackDown Live, which was The Bar taking on The New Day. And there was a little bit of a stipulation added to that match, which was if the team that won would be able to pick one of their tag team members to go on to the Money in the Bank qualifier match. Well, the New Day win, but we don't know who will be going to Money in the Bank. So, Dave, who do you think will go to Money in the Bank, and who do you want to go to Money in the Bank?
A lot of people are saying Big E right now, but the likely choice would be Kofi for them just because he's the guy who does all these crazy spots. But me personally, I tweeted this. Why not put Woods in the Money in the Bank match? Because no one's expecting Woods to be in the match. And he's been picked up the win tonight, and he picked up the win against Sheamus. So, I mean, why not? Why not put Woods in the match? I don't think he's ever been in a ladder match, at least for singles in WWE, or any kind of singles match, really. But, yeah, I mean, good for Woods. I think it should be Woods. That's my pick.
Oh, and Budweiser, I'll tell you where all the viewers tonight are. They're not coming in tonight because they're tired of fucking WWE. Yeah. They're tired of hearing about and talking about WWE. This is gonna happen. We're gonna have slow nights like this. It's funny. We had over 5,000 viewers on Saturday night show, and what were we doing Saturday night?
Shitting on the WWE.
On the WWE, telling effing WWE, saying all this bad stuff about the WWE. And everybody was enjoying it. Everybody tonight is just pretty much bickering and moaning about Raw. SmackDown Live, granted, was good tonight. So I can't really say too much negative about SmackDown Live. But Raw, man, it's becoming a damn chore to watch Raw, man. It's getting tough to watch Raw, a 3-hour show every Monday night without wanting to change the channel or watch something else. I'm being 100% honest with you. And when you're tired of it, I don't blame you guys for not wanting to come in here and watch a show or hear about Raw or SmackDown Live when you already know what happened or you don't want to hear about it.
That's really it. It's the recapping these shows that haven't been anywhere near what we come to expect over the years. It's so Saturday, obviously, because we're just open about everything. That's where we'll get a lot of traffic.
Exactly. When we talk about other items on the show, we're going to get more traffic. That's why that's why I know Thursday night we'll be right back to where we started. I'm not worried about a slow viewer count.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for Impact this week. After these weeks, Impact is where it's at right now.
Hey, what's up, Kenobi? How you doing? Hey, what? Yes, that is true, Brandon. After the GTT fam is here, and that's all that matters. The regulars are here. And that's all that matters.
Suffer with us.
Yes,
Suffer through it all.
We do appreciate all the regulars that come in here. And and suffer through the hard times of the WWE. And we have, what, 4 or 5 weeks left till the next pay-per-view, so it's going to be a rough couple of weeks, y'all. Alex, your thoughts. Who do you want to be in the Money in the Bank match, but who do you think WWE will choose?
I want Big E to be in the match just because I wanted to have like a moment in the Money in the Bank that kind of pushes us in the direction of let's get behind a Big E singles run, And Dave did bring up a good point about Woods, but I'm really big on Big E. I do think though that Kofi will be it because if you look at the lineup, there aren't really other wrestlers that maybe apart from Balor that can do some acrobatic spot with the ladder. So fill up that space. Kofi comes into play, but Woods could do it as well.
I agree. All three of them will shine in that Money in the Bank, and that's very true. Brandon Apter, I forgot to mention that I will be on Brandon Apter's podcast the week of Money in the Bank. We will be doing a preview show of Money in the Bank. So don't forget to go follow Brandon Apter on the After Hours podcast. I think he did a podcast with his dad for the last pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken. And that was an interesting one. So hopefully Brandon Apter will do more stuff like that with his father. I think that's really cool when he does stuff like that. So, Justin, your thoughts on who do you think will be picked by the WWE and who do you want from New Day?
Well, to be honest, any three of them would be good. Who I want would be Big E. I think he needs to go on his own and have a big singles push. But I can see him putting Kofi in it because he's had all those good spots in ladder matches. So.
And Justin, you tweeted about it earlier. I understand why they're keeping New Day together, but they definitely they need to get out of there.
They need to break up. They need to split. Yeah.
Still, I mean, Pancakes. It's fun for the live crowd. It's entertaining for the house shows. But how are any three of them benefiting from these storylines that they've been doing for 5 months?
Yeah, and it's getting old already, so it's just
not.
And it's sad because Kofi. Not to take anything away from the other two guys, but Kofi is so good as a singles wrestler as well. I mean, not too many years ago, it seems like it now, but Miz and Kofi were having some classic Intercontinental title battles not too long ago.
Well, you can blame Randy Orton for that one.
Ah.
Damn. I mean, I think we all want to see them kind of go their own ways, but I think for the most part they do make the WWE money. They are still a draw in the PR department kind of stuff, so I don't see them breaking up anytime soon. I would love to see Big E in the Money in the Bank, but I think they have enough big man in the show already, so I'm going to pick that they choose Kofi Kingston. Probably get that veteran status into the Money in the Bank. And he does do those crazy spots like you guys were talking about. Let's see, what else? Also, the Bludgeon Brothers talk about how friendship is a disease that needs to be bludgeoned, and then they say that time's up before raising their hammers and bringing it down on the camera. Not sure what the hell they're doing with them. Not sure if they're waiting for Sanity to show up, possibly. But we will see what goes down there. But next, I'm just gonna skip the backstage segments because nobody really cares about that stuff. We did get the debut, finally, of Andrade Cien Almas. He took on a local jobber from London, and Cien Almas gets the win. Post-match, Vega says that this is SmackDown Live, and after weeks, Cien Almas makes his debut against that, pointing at the jobber, calls him pathetic, almost as pathetic as the rest of the SmackDown locker room, and says they came to SmackDown Live to rule. So, yeah, there you go. Cien pretty much making a statement right off the bat. We'll go with the local Cien fan. Alex, your thoughts?
I mean, obviously I'm excited that Almas and Vega are on SmackDown. It was a squash match, as it should be. And I do have to, I have to comment as I see it. Yeah, he didn't get as much of a reaction as like a post-Mania, but that's fine. As long as they build him up and actually get him some established wins, maybe put him towards the U.S. title division, I'm happy for it. And when you have Vega as your mic piece, I mean, she can take anything. And she's so damn confident. I mean, she's not even in an NXT crowd anymore. She's in a stacked stadium, and she was owning it. So, looking forward to those two. I hope they don't get lost in the shuffle. And yeah, I'm excited. Something else to look forward to.
Dave?
Yeah, I was suspecting it could be Sin Cara, but okay. Hey, Andrade, don't worry. If this run doesn't work out, there's always a spot for you to be a new Sin Cara.
Oh God, no! Please don't.
Oh man,
I would love to see him I could see him feuding with Randy Orton. I would love to see him feud against Jeff Hardy for the U.S. title.
Nakamura probably.
Yeah, that's always true. Or Primo, Truth and Loyalty says. Oh, wow. Oh, Primo. Oh, man. Good old Primo.
Hey, I told Alex this before. I think they have an awesome opportunity if they wanted to create a Latin stable. You take Primo and Epico and put them with Andrade Cien, they could be a dominant team on SmackDown.
As long as Almas and Vega don't get lost in the shuffle, I'm open to any ideas.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I highly ever doubt they'll ever use those two guys ever again. Wow, we have 7 viewers on YouTube tonight. Pretty cool. Some your thoughts.
More.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited. If he can keep his role going that he was on in NXT, he's going to do fine. I mean, we all know how good of a wrestler he is in the ring, how good he is in the ring. And with Zelina Vega by his side, I mean, they're basically like a power couple on SmackDown, if you want to say that.
They are not a couple.
Well, I'm talking about manager wrestler. But anyway, but yeah, no, he's gonna be good. He's good in the ring. He's gonna be a great addition for SmackDown. Whoever he fights, they're just gonna put on great matches.
Yep.
Alex said out there, they are not a couple. She's mine.
Let's see. Oh yes, we had a Rusev Day backstage segment, and they said that next week we get the Ravishing Lana taking on Billie Kay, and the winner goes into the Money in the Bank qualifying match. And I'm absolutely shocked that they picked these two women out of all the women on the roster to be one of the last women in the Money in the Bank match. Dave, your thoughts? Who do you think wins, Billie Kay or Lana?
I would say Billie Kay because that will make I said it wrong. Oko Lana continue to drive a rift between Rusev Day with Aiden English and Rusev. I think she's going to break the great Rusev Day up. I really do. And she's going to try to make Rusev crush Rusev again. But yeah, I think she's going to lose, and then she's going to blame Aiden English, and yeah, it's going to break him up. Yoko Lana.
All right, Justin?
Yeah, it's gonna be Billie Kay. I don't see them putting Lana in a match, especially a ladder match like that. She's not even that good in the ring, and you put her with a ladder, that's just gonna make it worse. But I do wish it was Peyton Royce instead of Billie Kay. But as long as we get, I guess, one of them in there, that's fine.
All right, and Alex, your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously I'm not excited for this match because no offense to Lana, but she can't wrestle. And I expect Billie Kay to be in the match. And, nothing really else to say.
All right, so next we had the Royal Celebration, which was Carmella's little celebration for winning the title, which then led to Paige coming down. She says that it's great to be back home in England. And Paige says, Carmella saying she's better than everyone is quite the royal proclamation, but she has a royal proclamation of her own. She's out to announce Carmella's opponent at Money in the Bank. And who is it of all the people? Asuka. So we have Asuka taking on Carmella at Money in the Bank, along with Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. The two women's title matches have been set. Alex, your thoughts? Is there any chance that Asuka beats Carmella at Money in the Bank?
No, I think Carmella's gonna retain. Probably whoever's gonna feud with Asuka. Maybe the Iconics will get involved. I said it earlier. I mean, I agree with you, Tony. If you want super heat on Carmella, which I hate to say it, guys, she is lacking immensely. To comment on the segment, she tried. She did her. She did her best. Like her promo wasn't bad. It's just the crowd would boo very lightly. And let me tell you something. Boos, when you say, oh, but someone gets boos, they get a reaction. Okay, but when you're getting light reactions, period, cheer, or boos, that's bad. That's just bad, So what you were saying, if Asuka loses to Carmella cleanly, that will be a big heat for Carmella. But again, if you look at what Asuka's been since she lost at WrestleMania, she has been irrelevant. She's been booked terribly. So yeah, you get Carmella heat, but what does that do for Asuka? What does that do for your other wrestlers? It doesn't benefit her in any way. So I'm not really for this at all, unless Carmella loses. I don't think.
Or maybe could there possibly be a cash in that same night?
Oh man, if that was Becky Lynch freaking cashing in on Carmella, hell yeah.
It's also a possibility as well. Dave, I know we got a while to the pay-per-view, but your thoughts? You think Asuka will be winning the title?
I think she should win the title. And if she loses to Carmella like Charlotte did at Backlash, straight up clean with some stupid little move, I mean, she might as well just go back to Japan because this is just, they're killing her. I mean, because I think she should have won at WrestleMania, honestly. I think she should win the title now because it makes no sense. I think the two challengers at the pay-per-view should both win because they would actually add credibility and relevance to the title because the two champions now, to me, are terrible.
Yeah. And Dave, you know what? I actually, in hindsight now, I don't really have a problem with the streak being broken. I have a problem with how it was handled. You don't hug the person who broke your streak and then all of a sudden become a lackey for them on the next SmackDowns, all buddy. Like
exactly.
That's what my problem is. That's why I don't want. I'm against this match already, regardless of how it's going to be booked.
She should be upset. Hey, Justin, your thoughts?
Well, the funny thing about it is when she was saying, "Oh, she's better than Trish, she's better than Lita, she's better than everybody," she never mentioned Asuka. So that was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then Paige comes out and say, "Hey, your opponent is Asuka." So
but wasn't that Justin? Did you find that kind of obvious when she was doing that? That's where they were going. No, I'm better than this person.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Yes, it was obvious it was going to be Asuka. Yes. So I mean, we'll see what happens there. Her promo wasn't bad. I mean, she's just not getting any reaction at all. Even like Alex said, those light boos, but they don't matter. The crowd just does not care for Carmella.
I mean, she wasn't even
sucks for her, but
yeah, continue what you're saying. She wasn't even getting reactions really when she mentioned Trish and Lita. I mean, it's like, okay, we're supposed to no one cares. No one knows who she is. No one cares.
Yep.
No, she hasn't been. She hasn't had heat or anything on her since she's debuted on SmackDown Live. So that's been a problem with her since she's been.
That's another reason that I think Asuka could win the title because she's not really doing nothing with the title since she won it.
I hope so, man.
We've always speculated and thought that was going to happen, but I think honestly, right now, if you would have asked me, I think Carmella retains by maybe shenanigans. But I think if you want to, like I said, cause major heat on her, have her even cheat to win. Maybe she cheats to win. That'll still cause her to have some major heat.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work completely for me. If she keeps the title by DQ or count out or something like that, that'll work for me fine. But if she beats Asuka straight up, that's terrible.
Yeah, as long as we don't get a god awful super kick that she tries to do. I'm serious. Her kicks suck ass. To actually win, all right, I'll take the dirty win.
Next, we had the other qualifying match, women's match, triple threat: Becky Lynch, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville coming out with separate theme songs, so that was nice, finally. But the shocker, Becky Lynch actually getting the win, so she will be going on to Money in the Bank. to go for the briefcase. So, Alex, your thoughts of Becky Lynch? I thought actually it would have been one of Mandy Rose or Deville getting the win, but Becky Lynch gets the win since the losing streak is now over. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the match itself didn't do much for me, but obviously Becky Lynch winning made me happy. I mean, you just said it. She's actually getting a win. She's going to be featured in the Money in the Bank. So y'all know who I want to win at that Sunday.
Sonya did better than Mandy. I agree with you on that. Sonya did do better than Mandy. Your thoughts, Justin?
It was an all right match. I mean, it didn't do really anything for me. I kind of thought it was obvious myself that Becky Lynch was gonna win, and I had to rewind it. I was like, "Holy crap! Did she just win?" I rewound it. Oh yeah, she sure did. I don't remember her last win on pay-per-view or TV. So I mean, her long losing streak is over, which is good for her.
Rose possibly still losing that match. Did she really? I didn't really pay attention too much. Mandy is young. She got called up for her looks. I think that's definitely a part of it. Red Sox fan said Sonya sucks. Okay. All right. Dave, your thoughts?
Yeah, again, I would agree with you guys. I was shocked she won, but I was happy for her. I'm glad she won. But man, it's like, okay, first off, Corey Graves' hard on for Mandy Rose is getting so annoying. I mean, it really is. It's like, dude, stop. Aren't you married? I mean, come on. Just stop with it. And to me, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville right now, ever since they broke off from Paige, and they're like really not that interesting characters to me at all.
Yeah, they're just like they were on NXT. Nobody cared about them. They were just there to be there, and now they're on TV, basically doing the same thing on the main roster for the most part. But let's get to this main event because I did put out a Twitter poll on the Get the Tables Twitter account. If you don't already, go follow us at Get the Tables on Twitter if you do not mind. But we put out a Twitter poll on what do you think the match stipulation will be for Nakamura versus AJ Styles? I thought actually they were going to announce what the stipulation was going to be, but they actually had a match, and the winner of the match would be able to pick the stipulation on which match they would want to have at Money in the Bank. Well, on the Twitter poll, everybody, I put Iron Man match, I put Last Man Standing, I put an I Quit match, and 2 out of 3 falls. Well, the winner so far out of 51 votes is an Iron Man match with 43%. Barely beating right now a Last Man Standing match with 39%, I Quit match with 10%, and 2 out of 3 falls would be 8%. I know a lot of people are upset and saying a lot of stipulations could happen where they could have another draw. So like a Last Man Standing makes the most sense. Alex, out of those 4 matches, which ones would you want to have between AJ Styles and Nakamura? And what did you think of the main event of SmackDown Live tonight?
I mean, an Iron Man match between those two after what we saw tonight at Wrestle Kingdom would definitely be very exciting. But Last Man Standing makes the most sense. Like you said, it gives a definitive ending. Unless both of them don't get up by the 10 count, Tony. What happens?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll go with the Last Man Standing, sure. But man, this was the match. You guys said it on Twitter as well. This was the match we should have gotten at WrestleMania. I mean, you had the crowd was hot, so that always adds something to it. But you had everything you want. You had a heel face dynamic. You had some great counters and exchanges, and they were. It's clear that they were trying to make up for WrestleMania by giving us this in-ring match before we go into the stipulations. And I love the finish. It wasn't a low blow. It was an Eddie Guerrero style finish, and I'm all for it. It wasn't a roll up or anything. It's just they used that storyline, and yeah, I love the match. It was great.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even tweet about this match because I was watching it. Because this match, I'm glad you guys felt the same way I did because I was like, man, this match is way better than the last 3 or 4 matches or 4 or whatever it was. I mean, man, this match was really good, and maybe this is why it was in the main event because it's not going to main event Money in the Bank. But I mean, But this match was really good, and for the fact of the stipulations you added, I would love to see these guys in an Iron Man match. I mean, yes, the other stipulations will probably happen like last man standing, but man, imagine these guys in a 60-minute Iron Man match on Money in the Bank. Or it could even be a 30-minute Iron Man match. It might go that route because it's going to be already a long pay-per-view. So why? I would just add 60 minutes because it's already going to be a 5-hour pay-per-view anyway, so why not?
Brandon, they're also saying that maybe Ronda and Nia Jax could be, which I don't think they will, but we kind of threw that out there as well. Justin, your thoughts? Main event of SmackDown Live, and which match did you rather see them have?
Well, as far as the matches go, Last Man Standing does make the most sense to me. But honestly, I liked AJ's match, the Bull Rope Inferno Hell in a Cell match. So that would be some interesting. That would be an interesting as hell match right there.
Can we just go real quick on the fact that AJ, the writing for AJ as a babyface has just been god awful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. But no, yeah, I was kind of worried going into this match on SmackDown because every match they've had on the main roster has been absolute shit. I mean, it's not been very good, and I mean, maybe it's not their fault, but this match was the best out of all of them. Absolutely. I mean, it was good. The ending was good. Now Nakamura is gonna name whatever he wants the step to be, but yeah, I liked the match. It was good.
Well, plus it wasn't sitting through 3 or 4 hours of a pay-per-view either, or like whatever that match was on the card, like 3 or 4 hours in or whatever it was on WrestleMania, and then you finally sit through that. This was like a 2-hour show.
Yep.
Hour and a half later, you got the main event with AJ Styles and Nakamura, which was a damn good main event. And I love, like, I didn't really talk about the finish, but man, like Alex said, I love this finish because he faked the low blow and then got AJ and got his move on him and then really tricked him. And that was awesome. And I really hope, even though Justin would probably hate to sit through a 60-minute match, but man, imagine if they pull a 60-minute match with AJ and Nakamura, and they both had a great match tonight. This was a great main event for SmackDown.
This was their best match in WWE.
Yes, it was.
A buried alive match. Yeah, they can always do that. So yeah, I think all in all, I think it's been a rough couple of weeks for WWE in a whole. I think a lot of people are burnt out from the WWE, especially with the WrestleMania, Greatest Royal Rumble, and the Backlash all kind of coming all together so quickly, and in the Backlash just sucking so bad. I just think a lot of people are drained from the WWE, and then we got this all-in stuff going on, and then you got the emergence of Impact Wrestling. I just think a lot of people are just burnt out on talking about WWE right now. So it was a rough night for me, basically, for watching Monday Night Raw. Tonight, not too bad. The Raw itself, man, it was like I found myself watching changing the channel a lot on some spots. But it is what it is. Everybody, let's get your SmackDown Live ratings ready. We'll go with you first, Dave. Last week, you gave SmackDown Live a 5. The week before that, a 5 as well. Is the trend going to continue?
I wasn't that into the Cesaro and the tag match with Cesaro and the New Day, or the Ball and the New Day, but I mean, it was a triple threat women's match. I didn't think it was that good either. So I'm gonna go a little bit. Well, you know what? Miz was on commentary, so how could you beat that? Daniel Bryan was there. AJ Styles, the WWE champion, yes, folks, actually wrestles on SmackDown. And against his opponent in like 2 weeks, but still, if you want to say you're oversaturating or kind of dulling that match down where people don't want to see it as much because that's the 4th match already between them in like a month. So I don't know, but I guess I'll give it a 5. Why not?
All right, Justin?
2.
Whoa. All right, and Alex?
I'll give it a 3. Daniel Bryan, Almas's debut, the main event, and Becky got a win.
I'll give it a 3 as well. Solid main event. That's about it. I thought the opening segment of SmackDown Live was pretty hot. You know, had the crowd going crazy. The New Day, the Bar, same old, same old. Kind of figured the New Day was going to win. Almost debut was nice. I wish it was actually against a real opponent, but that's just me nitpicking. You got to make him look strong, so I guess I can't be too hard on that. But other than that, honestly, I mean, SmackDown Live was solid, but I mean, I don't know, man. WWE for a nutshell has just been lately. I'm just ready to go on to see Money in the Bank and then go on from there, and hopefully things start picking up. I don't know.
Hopefully so.
We're hoping for a reset to the reset to the reset.
Yeah, I said this yesterday too, but I'm more looking forward to Impact than anything this week because I was like, man, it's only Monday. Crap, is Impact here yet? Because, man, it's going to be good this week. And in case people don't know, Rich Swann is coming to Impact Wrestling. Can you handle this?
Yeah, we'll touch more on that on Thursday as well. But yes, Rich Swann apparently will make his debut in June for Impact Wrestling during their tapings in June. Yeah, speaking of Impact as well, we will be live Thursday night. I know tonight was a slow viewer count night, but I don't care. I don't blame people. If I didn't have to do the show tonight, I wouldn't have. I think if this wasn't I feel like this show is an obligation now since we've been going for live for so long. But I didn't think like this show was even worth coming on to talk about Raw and SmackDown Live.
Honestly, it feels like I could have just gone on the WWE YouTube page the last 3 weeks. Sincerely, I hate to say that, but that's what it felt like.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if you didn't watch Raw or SmackDown Live, you didn't miss anything. And I just think I just think these pre-taped shows just kill Raw and SmackDown Live for the most part. Yeah, slowing out on Periscope. And that's a first, honestly. And for a couple of months where it's been this slow. And I just feel like people are burnt. People are burnt out. And
Periscope tonight in general is doing slow with these recaps. I'm looking at the main page right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, maybe Periscope's having issues. I don't know.
No, I think WWE's having issues.
Wow. I'm glad you came on to do a show with your co-host. So, dude, that is true. Yeah, I'm glad everybody came in. I'm not hating on anybody that came in. I do appreciate all the people that came in tonight.
Oh, this is 20 times better than last night and today.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Usually we do hit over the 1,000 viewers count. So if you want to say I'm disappointed that we didn't hit 1,000 viewers, yeah, sure. But I think a lot of people are just burnt out from the WWE. I don't feel like Thursday night show is going to be like this. When we talk about Impact Live, I feel like the chat room is a lot more on fire. I feel like more people are into it because I just feel like everybody right now with the WWE kind of feels the direction that they're going. They feel like they can predict a Raw. When you announce Raw matches for Raw next week, I feel like I could predict everyone who's going to win.
And plus, you would think with the competition they have now with Impact and now All In, they would try to raise their game up to keep viewers. But I mean, if they keep going this way, they're going to lose viewers eventually.
I mean, Justin, we talked about it. We talked about it on Saturday. I think we all agreed that as long as financial gross is still up high for the WWE, there's really no incentive to make those changes. You know, it sucks.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
I hate it.
Yeah, they're not.
I saw the quarter down there at an all-time high. So
yeah, Vince isn't sweating All In. He isn't sweating New Japan, and he isn't sweating Impact Wrestling. He just isn't. I mean, he doesn't care about what they're doing. Yeah, Impact's coming on strong right now like they were. And just imagine if they were on a legit network, they would be considered more of a threat than anything right now. If they were on a legit, like, I know Spike TV isn't around no more, but if they were on Paramount or something like that right now, man, they would be blowing up like crazy. And can you imagine if all these indie wrestling promotions all came together? Because right now, Impact is involved with a lot of them, but they're not involved with New Japan and Ring of Honor. If they were all involved together, they would legit become competition for WWE for sure.
Yeah. And I mean,
yeah, you're right, Brandon. WWE has
reactions. It doesn't seem like Roman's going to change. I mean, you guys say you wouldn't be surprised if Roman and gender main events. I think they're going to put him on early just to prevent people from walking out. Like they're going to always find ways to get around the big problem, you know?
I had them open the show.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. Open the show.
Yep.
Well,
This is what's gonna happen. This is what's seriously gonna happen. They're gonna put them on in between, after one ladder match and in between another. That's what they're gonna do. So you know you're gonna stick around for it.
That's what I think is going to happen, Dave. I think that's a really good booking-wise, I guess, for them. Well, it's not good booking, but from your stance.
Yeah. And we'll touch more on All In on Saturday. They did a huge accomplishment this past week with All In. We'll go way more into detail on that on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, I heard, StubHub prices. I heard all that. But, if you're able to get tickets, or the tickets for themselves were not bad. I mean, they were very reasonable. So if you're able to get tickets, let us know and keep us updated on what's going on. Hopefully it'll be on a pay-per-view of sorts. We will see. But yeah, we'll touch more on that on Saturday night's show. I don't know how that's going to work, because I am going to NXT Saturday night.
Yep.
It starts at 7:30 my time, so probably wouldn't be back till around 10. But maybe if we did do a Saturday night show, it'd be a late one. If you guys, I'll put a poll up on the Twitter account if they want us to wait and do it on Sunday, have a Sunday edition. So I'll do that. I'll put a Twitter account on the old Twitter and see what people think about that.
Yeah, I could definitely do a Sunday shoot. Little SSS.
Yeah, Ronda news is Ronda will be challenging for the women's title at Money in the Bank. And that even shows you how much people don't give a shit. You put in a little bit of a teaser on the title, and nobody gave a shit and came in. Seems like nobody cares about Ronda either. So it's a possibility that we may do shoot the shit on Sunday instead of on Saturday. But we'll see. Thank you guys for everybody who came in at the beginning of the show and dropped the super hard. Sock Monkey Mike, he was in here, he left, and Turboco Chick, Young Graf, and our boy Jeffrey Cross, who always sends the love via super hearts. Appreciate that, man. No, Kenobi, you're good, man. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I know it was a slow viewer count or a slow night. That's okay. Over 200 viewers, which is still an accomplishment in my eyes. Kevin, Jeffrey Cross, Red Sox fan, Bliss Side, Brendan the mechanic, Catino, Barbaruski, Jody Manius, Budweiser, Mr. Andre, Top Shelf, Peck and Rob, Kenobi. I know Bliss was in here. I can't see 4 more viewers. T-Dog.
Texas Kid is
Texas Kid's on the YouTube, huh? Texas Kid's become the YouTube guy, huh? Looks like he's been hitting up on YouTube, so I appreciate that. Don't forget, if you haven't, it's Dreo. There you go. Dreo, our Impact viewer coming in here. Red Sox fan, I always mention you don't lie to yourself. But thank you guys very, very much. Don't forget, live Thursday. Alex, will you be live tweeting NXT tomorrow night?
Yep, I'll be on the
Yep, there you go. Alex will be live on the Get the Tables podcast Twitter account tomorrow night, live tweeting NXT. And don't forget that Thursday night we will be live with our Impact and NXT post shows. What's on tap for tomorrow? NXT is on tap for tomorrow. And then Thursday night, Impact on Wrestling. And you're banned from Twitter? Well, that's that's a shame. But thank you guys again for joining us. If you haven't, go hit us up on YouTube, Get the Tables podcast. We get to 50 subs, we do a giveaway. So thank you again, everybody, for joining us tonight, and we will see you guys Thursday night. Thank you, everybody.
Peace.